Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Pascal.
And your girl Sandy.
And welcome back. Happy New Year, and welcome back to another one. Real Big with S&P. We are back. Stop. It's enough.
Jazz hands.
We are back. Jazz hands. You know what I'm saying? We are officially back, mother lovers. Happiest of New Year's to every single last one of y'all. Hope you guys had a happy holiday. I know you guys missed the duo, but the duo's back for all the messy stuff, all the conversations, and a lot of laughter. Let's not forget that. But we are happy to be back here with y'all and, get this conversation back up and running again. Get this podcast back up and feeding you guys with entertainment.
Lacking, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute, dagnabbit.
It's been a minute, y'all. But y'all, look, you guys know our schedule: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's typically when we are out here.
I mean, yeah, it's just random when we go live. Okay, so just make sure those notification bells are on. But of course, let's not forget to hit that like button down below, please and thank you. Crush that mother lover. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. All right, and of course, share this feed, share this conversation, share news about this show if you appreciate the conversations and you appreciate the energy. Okay, we are working hard out here in these streets. It's been a minute with us together in one show, in one space, but we are back at it again. I'm just gonna do that again because
I'm so happy. New year 2024. How you living, bro?
I mean, I'm living good. You know,
how's your 2024 starting out for you?
Tiresome. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. It's been a crazy last month. Was absolutely crazy with all the stuff that was going on, all the holiday stuff, catching up with everything, being with family, and then
that was like the best moment of your life, correct?
But that's the greatest stuff. No, it's great. It's just that you don't get to sleep. You don't get to catch up. Not you, but everybody else. Mama, most importantly. I mean, you cool. But
Mama's up there.
Okay, that's the most important part. But yeah, it's great, of course, to see family and everything. But at the same time, because you're doing everything you can, right, to catch up, make sure everybody's got what they need. Christmas shopping, the holiday parties, the holiday events that you got to show face at, beyond just family stuff. I feel like now I'm feeling the lack of sleep, and then of course, we got a newborn, so obviously there is no sleep on that either. So it's been an interesting experience. Long story short, but happy to be here. Happy New Year to all y'all again.
Right.
All right.
Right.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling with this year?
I'm good. It's you know what? we had a great 2023, right? Super busy one, but a very good one, right? Hope you guys have all had amazing starts to your 2024 and had a great 2023, right? Looking forward to some new things. I've set some new things out there in the universe that I want to do and work on this year. And this year is the year for me of, I don't want to say evolution, discovery. That's what I'm going for, discovery. So it's not about the goal per se, it's about the journey to the goal or goals that I've set for myself for 2024. That's where the strength comes, right? So far so good. Kids are good. They're back in school again, and all the usual stuff and things. And I'm just looking forward to doing new things in 2024.
Yes.
So far so good.
I like that. And Talvish, thank you so much for the $3 super chat.
Happy New Year's
from Alabama. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, happy New Year's to you too.
Yes, we appreciate it, Talvish. Thank you so much for the support. And I will say, I'm looking for more. I'm looking for Mo in 2024. You know what I
Agreed.
mean? And in all positivity, saying
Yes.
goodbye to the negative ish, walking in here for all the positive stuff, healthier lifestyle,
Love that. Yep.
more money, okay,
Period.
less
Period.
problems, more money, less problems.
I'm with it.
That's what I'm hoping for. You see what I'm
I'm with
saying?
it. I'm
But
with it.
speaking of more problems, what a way to start this new year off.
Man.
Wow. Why did why did I do that? Katt Williams. Today, Junior. Katt Williams, guys. Katt Williams. That's all I gotta say.
That's it.
Oh my Lord. Have mercy.
Mike dropped.
Yeah, you could say Mike dropped. Now, of course, you guys see the title above, down below, wherever you're watching the show. And of course, the question is, is he lying? Is he telling the truth? What say you guys out here? I know, oh man, every single comedian, even the ones that weren't even mentioned in this Club Shay Shay podcast, interview, conversation, whatever you want to call it, okay, has slid into the group chat, putting in their 2 cents about this, which is absolutely hilarious in my personal opinion.
It's hilarity, dude.
It's hilarious. And one thing I want to say,
trying
though,
to get their little extra seconds of, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, check out my
exposure.
Well, they want that exposure because they're like, oh, I got a new special coming out.
Heck
I got this and this. Kevin Hart even did. Kevin Hart started it. I'm gonna say it. Okay. Kevin Hart started it. He responded and he's like, man, y'all better go and check out my new movie called Lift. Go check it out. Mm-hmm. But I think these claims, what he said are egregious, whatever he said. You know what I mean? I'm like, but you wrapped it up in promo? Here's the trailer to my latest movie.
Look,
Lift.
it's a smart business move, bro. It's a smart marketing move. Look, even Mike Epps got in the conversation and he wasn't even part of the conversation. Hopping in talking about I'm going to need you to, mention my name in this special because I need my little 15 seconds of fame too. I got a special coming out. And I was cracking up. All I could do was cackle.
He's like, I need to get fed, man. Hook the brother up, bro. Like,
I'm talking about people we ain't seen in a minute and a half came out the woodworks to respond to this. This interview on Club Shay Shay is at 35 million views.
35.
Do you understand how insane that is? It just came out a few days ago.
It just came out.
Literally.
I am still, honestly, I am shocked. But I will say this, though. That was the most electric conversation I have ever seen on YouTube in a really long time. And I'm telling you right now, too, we needed this for sure.
For sure.
But also because the other people who've been wearing tinfoil hats in the for the culture, okay, they're all going, I told you so. I told y'all so. Man, all of them are going, come at me, bro. Come at me. I've already been on this page. You just catching up. Okay. Look. I'm already on another book. You know what I'm saying? But what I was going to say, outside of that, we need another Joe Rogan. Come on. We need another Joe Rogan. In fact, we need a couple of Joe Rogans because it can't just be Joe Rogan taking over this entire platform. Come on. You're telling me he's the only one? And a lot of times he's talking about like, I microdose and I smoke weed and I do jujitsu and all that. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with the jujitsu and the kettlebell swings and the Krav Maga. Right. I'm all about it. I love that kind of stuff. That's what I do when I train too. But at the same time, come on, there's got to be somebody else on the platform. And also,
I love it.
Not messy
for him.
Well, this was messy, but I'm saying not messy because like we always have these other platforms like Call Her Daddy and it's all about mess. It's all about messy. There's all these podcasts that are all about like what I had to say this, and they turned that whole thing into that whole 10-second soundbite. They go, ooh, everybody go check out the full interview, when that 10-second soundbite is the only moment that's messy, but they try to make it seem like it's messy. You see what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you because literally Shannon Sharpe is literally a powerhouse in and of itself. Think about everything that he has going on. His history alone, right?
He's fire
in and of itself, right? But he's obviously on television doing all that he's doing there. Now he's doing Club Shay Shay, and to be real, like
he got Nightcap too. Come
this
on now,
Nightcap is hilarious. Y'all, if
and it's
y'all have
hilarious.
not watched it, y'all, it is Shannon Sharpe with Ocho Cinco, and if you follow Ocho Cinco on
He's
Instagram,
crazy.
he's fucking hilarious. And
It's-
Shannon Sharpe is funny, and the combination of the two, because they are so different,
Yeah.
but they banter off of each other, and clearly they're friends. It's just fucking hilarious. Then on top of that, we got Club Shay Shay, which here's the other part of it too, Pac.
Yeah.
Which is so dope. Like, this is so good for us. You feel me? Like, for us, this is great, right?
Yeah.
Look at the numbers he's getting. It's phenomenal, right? What's so dope and what I admire about him the most, right? Because he's getting a lot of flack for this too, now that this has gone so viral, okay, is the fact that he allows people to speak the way that he does, because he has gotten some flack, you know, and since this went viral, as to how he interviewed Katt Williams. And for me, I'm just like, leave his ass alone. He is not, you know, Good Morning America.
Right.
Okay. He is not a, you know, and he's a serious platform, yes, but he's not a Good Morning America where everything is timed, you know, and you got an earpiece in your ear and they're timing you and telling you, okay, we got to go on to the next segment. Trust me, I was there. I was a traffic reporter on the news. I know what that's like. Those things are much more formal. He allows people to speak, which is exactly what the fuck happened with Katt.
I mean, let's be real.
And it's dope because their interaction is amazing.
He's disconnected to the Matrix. Let's be
really
real.
Is.
This is his show. He could do whatever the hell he wants. He doesn't have to sit there and have a conversation. Then suddenly, as soon as it's like, you know for a fact, like 99.9% of this interview, if it was going to be on TV, 99.9% of it would have been on the cutting room floor. They would have cut this up, changed it, chopped it up and screwed it, made it different, changed the angle. You know, oh, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about this. We need to talk about this, and it would turn into some BS puff piece like that John Majors interview. I said it and I don't give a damn. But moving on.
Agreed. But that's the reason why people feel so comfortable coming on his platform. He allows them to speak. And if you see some of his interviews, y'all, it's not just Katt Williams type interviews, right? He's got some amazing, incredible interviews with some amazing, incredible people from all walks of life. And it's not just us. And it's not just this type of stuff like Katt Williams. It's a little bit of everything. He's really, it's his Club Shay Shay is fire. And he's doing a phenomenal job.
He's a conversationalist.
Disregard. Exactly. That's what this is a podcast, for God's sake. You want people to speak. You want to be able to banter back and forth. That's what that's about.
Can I say something? Can I just jump in here really quick?
Please do.
One thing that really pisses me off more than anything in the world is the fact that it's a podcast. A podcast is supposed to be a conversation between two people. Now, I understand it could be, there's varying degrees of podcasts. Some are very interview based, some are conversation based. His is conversation. And I've watched all the stuff, majority of the stuff that he's done in regards to this particular interview, just his response and all that. I think it's really, really messed up that people will go, he even said it on Nightcap. He's like, why is everybody getting mad at me when they say, oh, there was plenty of meat on that bone. You could have gone after on Katt Williams on this, and this. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm having a conversation with the dude. He came in hot. Honestly, the first, like this thing I'm showing you guys that we watched on my show, you know, the shameless plug. But anyway, we watched the whole thing in its entirety of the first 35 minutes of this interview. He was like, yo, he came in hot. He came in on one. It wasn't like he just sat down and we warmed up into this conversation. As soon as I sat down, it was like, hey, Club Shay Shay with, you know, Katt Williams, whatever it is, you know, oh, come on, Katt. You know, the entire time, as soon as he said Katt Williams, this man just went in. There was it was like a dog that was biting on that bone and would not let go.
There was no foreplay whatsoever.
He was like, yo, he was like, do you see? I had a whole, like almost a damn book, okay? Like thick as the Bible amount of index cards filled with questions that I was going to be talking to him about his lifestyle, his childhood, you know, his upbringing, everything about how incredibly intelligent he is and all that stuff. I'm here to talk about other things. And this dude is going in. I mean, shoot, I'm just letting him do his thing. He's like, I'm not a journalist. I'm a conversationalist. That's exactly what I did. I had a conversation with Katt Williams. it ended up being almost 3 hours, and that's how it was. I
Period.
allot that amount of time for every single person I sit down with.
Amen.
Sometimes it's an hour long, sometimes it's 3 hours.
There you
But
go.
hey, we had 3 hours. Go watch the whole doggone thing and quit judging me on how I conduct things. Go sit down with Katt Williams yourself and see how you do. You see what I'm saying? So when I saw that, I'm like, damn, he's got a point. I don't blame him for, well, one, I don't blame him for feeling a bit perturbed about the pushback, because it's like, yo, he just did a phenomenal job, in my personal opinion.
Right.
Good
Morning America ain't doing these numbers. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real.
Good Morning America is not.
That people are comparing him to, or that they feel like he should be more like. They ain't doing 33 million in a couple days, homies.
No.
Okay. So clearly Shannon Sharpe is doing something right. So Shannon, do you boo-boo, because the stuff he's been putting out, go to the other interviews. It's not even just Katt. He has some incredible interviews from so many other celebrities, very heartwarming, heartfelt stories. He lets them speak and they share their stories. It's everything.
Yeah.
And this Katt Williams one was literally one for the books.
I mean, it was electric. But the thing is this is the kind of podcast that I'm hoping that gets pushed out more. And we have more platforms like this, because the thing is, especially for the culture, because we don't have that really that much. There's Joe Rogan, and he still crosses over. He brings in other black comedians, other black celebrities or names of some sort. But his platform is his platform. It goes, there's only so much you can do, and there's only so much. His style of conversation is going to be his style of conversation.
Agreed.
It's not like he's going to go, "Ooh, I want to talk to Steve Harvey. I want to talk to." Maybe he would. I don't know. But at the same time, it's nice to have someone like Shannon Sharpe who he's already cut his teeth. He has the accolades. He already has the respect from the community and from the hip hop and sports and comedy.
Trust
and
him.
all that.
That's key, you guys.
But the other thing, though, too, is I wanted to point this out too, is that yes, this was messy, but this ain't no reality TV show kind of bullshit.
Right.
Let me just say that again. This is not some real love and hip hop bullshit or some reality show bullshit. This is a conversation from a stand-up comedian that has been world renowned, well known, that sat down and was like, I feel some type of way, and this is how I feel. Okay, cool. Awesome, man. Say what you need to say. You see what I'm saying? But we need more platforms like this. Well, actually, we need Club Shay Shay to be on that level. I just hope it doesn't turn into a fucking overly polished sellout type of crappy.
I don't see Shannon
because money starts coming into this ish. You see what I'm saying?
No. I pray that it doesn't turn into that, because what Shannon has is literally a gold mine. Like he's got it. Don't change shit. Like literally, he's got it for real. His numbers are crazy.
His numbers are ridiculous.
Oh my God. And then look, if they're upset with the way that he handled the Katt Williams interview, he's let all of the other people that have been on his platform do exactly that. So how is he going to, muzzle Katt, but allow all these other people, including some of the individuals that he referred to, that Katt was not defending himself on, but, really trying to give him scoop on? How can you tell him to, to do that with Katt and not with anyone else that was on your platform? Right. You know what I mean? You got to treat everybody the same. You have to allow them to speak, and he's allowed everyone to speak the same way, and he allowed Katt to do the same.
I will say, though, he did say, like, when Katt was saying some wild things, shoot, like you could hear stuff. The wife stuff. I mean, it was beyond just that, but the wife stuff was definitely a big, huge reaction.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, you
Shay.
should have stopped him right there." I'm like, "Oh boy."
He said what he had to say. Like I said, it was like, whoa, but at the same time, it's like, no, I have no control over him. He's not a puppet. I'm not a puppeteer. If he's going to say those things, he's going to say those things. I'm going to try to get my questions in, and I'm going to keep it moving. But you can see Shay was like, "Oh no, oh man," because for a fact he runs with some of these mother lovers, man. He knows some of these dudes like
he's good friends with half of the people Katt Williams tore down. And look, here's the other thing about it too.
It's bad. It's
no, terrible. I mean he literally. I mean they were only. He talked about it could be 25 people in this interview, only 2 of them made it through unscathed.
Right.
Okay, unscathed. Everybody else, oh, he was getting everybody.
I mean, there was like, Bruce wasn't mentioned.
Nope.
What's his name?
I
Mike
haven't seen
Epps
him in so
wasn't.
long.
Yeah, right. Mike Epps wasn't mentioned. There was other, Lavelle Crawford wasn't mentioned. There's plenty of other really great stand-up comics out here that didn't get their names put out there that are really popular.
Yep.
They didn't get onto the chopping block, and in a way, good, I guess. I don't know, but everybody and their mama had to slide into the group chat and had to put in their 2 cents, which was very interesting. I just wanted to play a tiny bit of this conversation. This is going to be just kind of in the middle of whatever it is, just to kind of do a little bit of a recap, and then we're going to continue on here. Let's rock and roll.
It's the sales, so let me come talk. You have a great product here.
No, I agree. He's talking about, like, this is the reason why I go over to Larry King Live. This is the reason why I go to these other places, because you guys give a damn about the actual conversation, and you allow people to have this platform to speak, which I did appreciate. But let me just scoot up. Let me get into
why people come on his show.
Yes, and
seriously, they trust him.
Can I just I want that. I want that same. I want this same problem. Okay.
Well, hold on. All of us, how many people have we interviewed? Because you and I collectively, between the 2 of us, have interviewed a ton of celebrities.
Tons of people.
And how many times have we interviewed people that they're impossible to interview, or they're just the worst interview ever, or you're pulling teeth to get them to even answer the question you just asked, or you know what I'm saying? Or hell, stay long enough to do the whole damn interview. Man, people don't understand what we go through. Interviewing these people, okay, and we ain't even like, we're just who we are. You know what I'm saying? Right. But we've interviewed some big time. So I mean, some big time celebrities between the 2 of us. The 2 of us separately have done this for years, right? Yeah. So for people to feel this comfortable to go on a show, it's a big deal.
It's an amazing
because
thing.
Most people, celebrities, whatever, really don't trust journalists like that. And not to put us in the category of journalists in the capacity of like Good Morning America, right?
Right.
But at the same exact token, most celebrities, and they're not the biggest fans because they can edit how they see fit.
Man, I got a quick story. So I was rapping with somebody that was on a very iconic Black sitcom. Let's just say that. Had a conversation with him. Yes, he's male. That's it. He was cool. Very, very awesome. Met him. We shared drinks. We were just hanging out. Bop, bop, bop. Right. And I'm hoping that this was going to be like a good exclusive interview. Iconic, to be honest. And so he said instantly, I go, yeah, because it was through a friend of a friend, right? So I was like, yeah, I'm such and such. I run this show, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, I would totally do it. He's like, you're cool as hell. Like, I love your vibe. I love your energy and all that. And I know you would never do me wrong, but I don't feel comfortable, period, because of people have a tendency to take sound bites, chop it up and screw it, and make it sound like something else that it's not. So I get scared about doing interviews in general because they have a tendency to take that 1, 3, 4, 5, 10-second sound bite and try to make it sound like he wants to blow up the world or something like that. You know what I mean? Like something really, something huge and salacious, right? Agreed. And I was like, I see what you're saying, but I mean, I get it. Eventually you go and do an interview. Like eventually you're going to sit down and talk to somebody. Not with me, it's going to be with somebody else. Exactly. You know what I mean? So I'm like, why don't you just cut your teeth with me? You know what I mean? And trust me, I would never do you dirty like that. That's not how I roll. But if people find something in the interview and cut that out and they use it, and they reshare it, that's on them. That's not on me. That's just the conversation that we had. Right. So, people do get nervous about that kind of stuff. Truly. For sure. You know what I mean?
It's not easy for either party, the interviewer or the interviewee. I mean, we have our own things on the side that are tough for us when we're interviewing people too, but that just goes to show, like, the reality is for them to be as trusting as they are of Shannon Sharpe, who didn't even come into this thing as a journalist, podcaster. I mean, his background's in sports, etc. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for him to come in this capacity, and for so many people to trust him on that level, that's something to be said. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. Don't hate. because he got these numbers. Let him do what he does.
Yeah, there's no need to hate. Like, you know,
Not
we
at all.
got better things to do than
Period.
to pull out all this hate, you know. But let me play a little bit of this real quick.
Gonna be the Santa Claus. Now let's 3 quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Well, I didn't know
he shouldn't be able. You wouldn't let a athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats. Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act.
Oh, damn. Okay, by the way, speaking of Ricky Smiley, I don't have the clip, but apparently there was a clip of him actually crying off camera during, I guess, a live stream or something like that. And, you know, I feel bad, you know, because like
people were he's a new one in the comments. They were being rude as all get out. I didn't think that was right at all.
Well, yeah, that too. But given the fact that he just lost his son just
literally
year,
almost a year ago,
you know, there's a lot that he's going through, and still just trying to hold it down. And then it's like, you know, he's getting pulled into this group chat. He doesn't want any part of this. Like he wants to do his thing, continue doing his show, entertaining people and living his life and making his money the way he knows best. You know, that's the only gripe I got about this whole thing. You know, when it comes to certain comedians, like some of them are not, all of them actually are not asking to be brought into the group chat. None of them are. But I think that even outside of his comments, I feel like the people that are watching really need to start treading lightly and start going forward with heart, because a lot of people are being assholes right now.
Oh, they're being jerks on the bottom of his video. And they're like, oh, he really crying because this Katt Williams thing. I'm like,
it's a combination of things, y'all.
His son, like just him having lost his son. Take the Katt Williams part out. Could you imagine? I don't even want to imagine that. Let me not even imagine that. But putting yourself in that position, in that place, in that mental state, in that emotional state, just not even a year ago. It's not even been a year since he passed. Grieving is a process. Hell, we're still grieving our father, and he passed away years ago.
Yeah,
we're always going to continuously grieve, especially during certain times of the year. So for people to be in his comments below that video, like, man, suck it up, they're just, and they're thinking it's about Katt. Like, we don't even know. Like, y'all, he lost his son. Let him do how he does. And then they were saying, oh, he was just doing that for clout, and saying that this was just like people are like, him turning the camera on himself to cry is crazy. You know, that's beyond me. I'm like, y'all, he was on a live and it happened in the middle of the live.
Yeah.
So people
you can't control
clip,
that.
Just like you were referring to, right? People took that one clip from that whole live and put it up on their social media, and that's why it became this. Oh yeah, this is his response to Katt. Y'all leave his
and it's not
him alone, y'all. Like, he's grieving. He has a lot more going on, and I think he has a lot more going on. Obviously, like most people, than people really know. Yeah, he had a very tough relationship with his son. Like, it was all over the place, and then to lose him like that's tough. I mean,
it is.
People were rude and harsh. It's too much.
Yeah, I mean,
people have to have compassion, for God's sake.
Absolutely. But that's the thing. As soon as you unleash all these things, and there's going to be people who are team Katt Williams all day long, now it's giving them reason. It's giving them merit. You know, now they're like, oh, now I can go talk crazy because he went onto this platform and talk crazy. You see what I'm saying? Right. But let's continue a little bit more.
He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man, you stole that. Oh, so he could get his name in the same sentence with a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
Interesting. I I'm going to continue because we got to kind of hop into other stuff here. But I know this is out of nowhere, but we're going to try.
Supposed to play Santa Claus.
An outright lie. So that he knows is a lie.
So why would he say it?
Still on this. Come on. Let's see.
history. I don't say any of these things if my name is not breached by these people on your platform. If you give a liar a platform to lie, then I'm not being messy by saying, hold on, that never happened. It's untrue. And there are hundreds of witnesses for each thing I'm saying.
Okay, let me just really jump. Hold on.
Same thing. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Where I am, you said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Nobody has ever heard, oh, Ben Affleck.
This is Steve Harvey.
And Matt Damon was in a movie, and somebody said, y'all should.
Oh, no, this is not Steve Harvey. This is still.
Nah,
he was real upset about
2 hours and 45 minutes, y'all. There's a lot to go through.
Where I am, you said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her.
Harvey,
then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think they can rewrite history. Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made. All lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show.
Hold on, we're going to go into the Kevin Hart part here in a second. But Guy Torrey went live, or not went live, but he put up a video and he responded back with receipts. He said, Katt is wrong with what he's saying here. He is not right with this part at all. In fact, they came up. Indeed, they were there. Indeed, they did perform. They did do their stand-up. There's photos of us together. There's even a photo of Katt Williams in the same shot, like with Cedric and all these other people that he's claiming that weren't there at Fat Tuesdays. I mean, it doesn't make any sense that he's sitting here saying this. Like I said, he's talking crazy.
He's talking mad. Yeah.
I will say this though too.
Mad-ish.
I think he is saying truth on some of these things.
Agreed.
But exaggerating the F out of a lot of things. Okay. Let me just keep it a buck. All right.
Literally we just went live on my channel a couple hours ago. I said the exact same thing.
He's saying some real stuff, but at the same time, it is being covered up with exaggerations. Yep. It's the big fish story. I keep saying that. It's the big fish story. At first, it's the fish was this big. And then over years, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And his story just gets more and more exaggerated.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yes. It's like now it's, they weren't even there. And it's like, no, they were fucking there. Okay, guys, they were fucking there. Let's continue on. This is Kevin Hart stuff. This is interesting.
A line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
Okay. I got a little pushback on that. You want to know why? Let's play a little logic game here. Okay. This is called somebody who's putting out their work, doing really, really great work, and also is getting heavily connected in the comedy, stand-up comedy world. He already knew the likes of Chris Rock, Bill Burr, and other people that he knew in Philly when he was doing stand-up in Philly and in New York City. Okay. He would travel back and forth. He would do his stuff and he was making connections. And over time, because he was funny and he was filling out those places, he started to gain some respect and some notoriety. So there is a possibility that he took that fame and that notoriety and dragged his ass all the way to the left coast. Okay. West Coast. All right. And it had already the accolades, the respect, and the popularity. And then, of course, they're going, "Hey, Kevin, baby, we got a TV show.
We got something for you."
So on and so forth. If you already have the connections with the likes of greats like Chris Rock, come on, guys, Bill Burr, and then some other people that you are already doing stand up and working with, and they're talking ish. Man, you got Patrice, okay, for example, as well. Patrice O'Neal, may he rest in peace. Okay. You got all these people that you're running with that are also connected, not only in just the East Coast, but on the West Coast. And you go over there. Yeah. People are going to know people are going to know your name, especially if you're really funny and you're really good at this. Okay. So what he's saying right here, what Kevin's saying right here, don't make no sense. Because it's possible. There's been plenty of people, even actors, even content creators that have been out here that have done their stuff in a little hole in the wall, made their name for themselves. The internet, whatever, Hollywood hears about them and they're like, hey, such and such, we love how you play that banjo. Come on over here. We're going to drop some beats and you're going to be a banjo rapper. Let's go. So it's not a plant. It's just somebody who's been putting in the work. Another person, for example, I know some people aren't a big fan of this guy, but Dane Cook, for example, Dane Cook did the same freaking thing. He was working and he was doing everything he could, working in various places, but he built his name through Facebook, Napster, all these things. He was just putting his stuff out there. And through that, Hollywood started calling. Hey, Daney, what's up? We got a movie for you. Blah, blah, blah. And then the rest is history. So what he's saying is not correct. I'm sorry. I will push back on that part. Little bit wrong there.
Hold on now. In addition to what you're saying, right? Breakfast Club actually dissected some portions of this too.
Yes.
Because they are good friends with a lot of the people that Katt was talking about. Okay. More specifically, Kevin Hart. Okay. And when they got to this portion of the interview, Charlemagne went into all the places that he's sold out. So all that stuff about him, he's never had a sold out concert and or never had a sold out venue, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Okay. Literally, Charlemagne was like, man, we've known him since his come up. So we've seen what he's done. We've been to multiple sold out shows. And we can tell you where they were. And they went into full on detail how Kevin blew up, what he had to do to make a name for himself. I'm talking about from the beginning when he, when Soul Plane flopped, all of those things, to when he went back to doing stand-up because, the sitcom that he was on flopped. Then, to the email lists that he created from the attendees at his stand-up places to now where he's at now. They literally said, and they've been at those venues that he's had sold out many times over. So, just like obviously we know there's some truth to this, to these things he's saying, to some of the things that are in this interview. There's also things that are obviously untrue.
Damn right. I mean, here it is. You had Charlemagne on The Brilliant Idiots with Andrew Schultz, right? He even said a piece in there too. He's like, listen, this dude has been, working on his craft, building his email list, getting people to know who he is. Every single time he was out, he had people out there in the audience asking for their information, asking for their emails. He built his fan base through one email at a time. And then he was like, apparently he was backstage with some people and there was another guy that they always roast each other. And he goes, hey, you know what? As soon as we're going to have to end this conversation right now, because as soon as the announcer announces my name, I won't be able to hear you, bro. And then all of a sudden the announcer goes, Kevin Hart. And the entire place erupted. He was it was literally seconds after he said this, and he turns around, he winks at the guy he was like roasting, they were just talking shit on each other. He gave him a wink and walked on the stage and killed that show. And he's like, I've never seen anything like that. I've never witnessed anything like that. It was crazy how he said it. And then seconds later, the entire place was on their feet, losing their minds for Kevin Hart. And so it's like, all right, you put in the work, you chisel, you grind, you work on that craft, and eventually those things will happen.
He is. I've literally watched him from the begin.
I know.
Dude has always been a hustler, dude.
He's been working. That's everybody. That's every single person that's ever become great. That's even beyond just stand-up comedy. Okay. Sarah Mason just said, just because you aren't there to see the work happen in front of you doesn't mean it's not happening elsewhere.
Amen.
Katt is wrong for that. Kevin worked his ass off, and I agree. Okay, no one knows what he said it in one of his stand-ups right before he went up there. He said everybody wants to be a star, but they don't want to put the work in.
Amen.
That's what Kevin Hart said, and I'm sitting there going, yeah, I can see that. Damn right. No one knows. Like you see an iceberg, right? You don't see 90% of that mass. All of that grind is 90%. You only see the 10% of that mass. You only see the shine. You don't see you don't see the stuff that's underneath, the grind, the failures, the crying, the triumphs, right? The false starts, right? You think, oh, I'm about to be big. No, I'm not. Oh, I got a sitcom. No, it's not getting picked up. Oh, this movie, I'm the lead in this movie. So plain. Nope. No one sees any of that stuff. So when it comes to Kevin Hart, he wrong for that. He definitely wrong for that. All right.
For sure.
Now I know he said a bunch of stuff. Unfortunately, we're going to have to be wrapping up here very, very shortly. But there are some responses, and I think some of these things are reasons why he came in here hot. And so one of them has to do with Kevin Hart being on The Breakfast Club.
My frustration with Katt Williams comes from you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood, this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy. Yeah. You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You fucked off promo shoots. You fucked off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped fucking with you.
Why was he?
Okay. This is 5 years ago, mind you. I just want to say that really quick. Everybody has seen this now because this is resurfaced and it's been circling like crazy. And that's reasons why I can see why Katt is out here talking this mess, because he says something here in a second. Take a listen.
Be a risk.
He chose drugs.
Oh,
boom.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I got to fix me and I'm going to come back and I'm going to stand up for comedy.
Okay. I'm going to continue real quick, but I'm just saying, that's a very strong claim, bro.
It's a big claim, which he vehemently denies. And it's so funny because
it's right
so
here.
many people in the industry have said he's on heavy stuff and has been and part of the reason why people don't want to work with him. He's not the first and not the only that has said this. It's been industry-wide for years, you guys. Years.
But it's a very strong statement for him to say on here, because that's not his thing to say. I will say that. That's not his business to say this, to say the part about part of the drugs. Okay. The chemicals. All right. Party favors, whatever you want to call it. That's a strong statement.
Strong accusation
to put out there with no proof. Okay. Let me continue, but I can see why Katt Williams is feeling some type of way about Kevin Hart. Let's continue.
So when you say Tiffany Haddish doesn't deserve or isn't really a comedian and these other women have worked hard, which they have. Shouts out to Melanie Camacho. Shouts out to Lunel. Shouts out to Leslie Jones, who are all underneath the umbrella of Katt Williams. Katt Williams, have you ever used your platform to fucking bring the people that were under you up? You haven't. So because you haven't, don't shit on those that now are. I've used my platform and I brought my guys and girls up. The brand of Kevin Hart is a brand that's expanded so fucking far, whether you like me or not. My presence in comedy will forever be felt because I'm a fucking boss.
He is right about that. He is absolutely right about that.
Let me just say real quick.
Kevin Hart stan. I love Kevin Hart. So
no.
I don't like everything he does, y'all.
Listen, oh God.
Not everything he does, clearly.
He needs to stop making movies.
Part.
I'll say this. He needs to stop making those kind of movies.
Yeah,
let me just say
terrible.
that.
They're
what
terrible.
I want,
terrible.
Man, I wish I could write a script for him and be like, read this. You go do this shit.
Even his stand-up hasn't been as good.
No,
okay,
it's not
when
good.
he was broke, his stand-up was amazing. Y'all,
when he was hungry,
you watched him early on, y'all. He was fucking hilarious, y'all.
Haven't you noticed that whenever somebody's hungry, is when they're the brightest, the most brilliant. They're like, whoa, who's this person? But then as soon as they get some money, as soon as they get more bread in their pocket, as soon as they get a few more scoops of Cheerios in their belly, they get real complacent. And then suddenly the hunger's gone. The thrill is gone. It's gone.
Then it becomes corny and cheesy. And that's the issue I have with Kevin right now. Like, I love his grind. I love it. I've watched him forever. And that's the main reason why I love him. It's not so much because he's funny now, because he's not that funny now. He's funnier when he's just being himself on Instagram type of thing. But if he's on stand-up, I ain't watching it. Unfortunately, I hate that because I love Kevin Hart. And if he's, you know what I'm saying? But if he's just being himself and just being silly, I love that. The reality is, as soon as he got that coin, and that hustle in the sense of the hunger, because you need the money like that. Okay, as soon as that left, so did all of his humor. Okay, the movies got cornier, everything got cornier.
I will say this though. I will say this. Yeah, I know it's like he is trying to be a household name. He's trying so damn hard to be Magoo, and it's frustrating. I don't like it. It's very Magoo. And I would tell him that. I would tell him like, yo, I would love to see you do something like Harlem Nights. You know what I'm saying? Like a show that's just raw but fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? But that's another conversation in itself. Okay. Not Eddie Murphy now. Eddie Murphy before. Okay. He's doing the Eddie Murphy now. And that's not cool. That's not funny to me. Okay. Eddie Murphy now is soft. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just his stuff is very like kids friendly and stuff. And I'm like, what happened to Eddie Murphy? Like, why aren't you funny no more? Why aren't you taking it down this route no more? Like, sure, you got caught with you got caught with a person of the night.
But here's the thing, Eddie Murphy, even now, with even the movies he's done, the recent movie, not recent, but you know what I'm saying? Like any movies he's done in the more recent are still funnier than the shit Kevin Hart puts out. That's the fucking truth.
Okay, yeah.
Professor Clump and all of that. That's at the end of the day, it was genius too. But the reality is Kevin Hart stuff. Woo,
but let me tell you something though. Real quick. Kevin Hart's Real Husbands of Hollywood, that stuff was hilarious.
Oh, it was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
I'm like, do more of this.
But you know how much of that was ad-libbed? Most of it was ad-libbed.
I know, but that's the best part.
Why? That's what I'm saying. Part. Like when he's just being himself, he's just being, him, Kevin, real. Like on, you know what I mean? On some goofy stuff. He's hilarious. When he starts getting into these scripted movies he's been taking and doing, I'm like, ooh, bye.
No, I ain't for
it. You know what I'm saying? Anything else in that regard? His stand-up? No.
His stand-up, it's like...
It's terrible.
It's like, no, it's the same thing with like rap artists. Let me say this really quick. It's like rap artists. When they are just straight from the gutter. Right. And they're rapping about, cooking in the kitchen and moving weight and doing this, and this. And, they got that bad broad that knows how to all that stuff. Right. But then as soon as they get money, as soon as they got yacht shoes, flying in private jets and all that stuff, there's no edge anymore. Look at Jay-Z. No disrespect to Jay-Z. I think he's one of the greatest of all time. I'm going to be real.
Period.
Okay. One of the best of all time. Okay. Period. Listen to God did. That's it. 8 minutes of him just going in. It's fire. Okay. But at the same time, he's one of the few, very, very few that can rap about his life now and still do, and still make it poppin'. But there's a lot of rap artists now that they're driving Bentleys. They're fed, right? They don't worry about the streets anymore. So they're not rapping about the streets anymore. Or when they rap about the streets, it's hard to believe them because they ain't from the streets no more. You see what I'm saying? So there's no hunger, there's none of that rawness anymore. So when I look at somebody like Kevin Hart, like, I don't know, maybe it's the stress of constantly having to come out with some sort of content instead of just sitting back and making sure, cultivating that joke or cultivating the content so that when it does come out, it's like fine wine, right? Instead of just box of wine. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart is another conversation. All right. Yeah, we can talk about it until we're blue in the face, unfortunately. No, because it was kind of like I had so much excitement for him. And I was really inspired by him in the very beginning. Yeah. And I'm not sitting here saying that I would not be starstruck if I met him in person and all that. But at the same time,
he's a cool guy. I actually interviewed him. He was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I still feel that he has tremendous amounts of potential that it's untapped, but it's untapped potential. Yeah. Because of the content in the movies that he's doing, he's getting lazy and it's all watered down crap. Like this new movie that's coming out called Lift. I saw the trailer. I'm like, again, literally I said again. So it's going to be the same thing except it's a heist.
I have no interest in watching any more Kevin Hart movies. That's how bad they are, y'all. And I understand. I love Kevin Hart, and it's not so much. It's his old stuff and it's his hustle. It's his grind. It's not the stuff he done had happen with his ex, I mean, with his current wife, excuse me. I almost said ex-wife. His wife now, and some of his ex, because he does have an ex-wife, right?
Yeah.
None of that ish. Okay. Just, but ooh.
Yeah. This is a little bit
He's
of a
a
left
force to be
turn.
reckoned with, though, still, because the business moves he's making, phenomenal.
Oh, no.
Outside of the comedy.
Be focused on that.
Right,
But
okay,
whoever's helping him write his stuff, oh, damn. Like, I'm like, I know it.
It's his group. It's the Red Cup crew, which is the group of comedians, in addition to Tiffany and all that he has, brought up with him.
He's
that
cultivated,
he takes on the road with him. Yeah, they sit and write for him. You know what I mean? So
he needs new writers, okay? And he needs new writers for movies too. He needs to call me. I got him, okay? Because I'm still hungry.
Period. Look, but if we got a couple coins, we wouldn't change on y'all, okay?
No, we wouldn't change.
We're gonna stay true to it, okay? If we got a couple extra coins, we still gonna stay true to y'all. Period.
The only thing that would change would be the timepiece on my wrist, okay? The jewelry
I get a couple
around my
extra
neck,
different color wigs.
the threads on my back. That's it. All right. The car
I get a little driving.
All right. Nothing gonna change. It'll be the same ish. Okay.
Same crazy motherfucker.
I'll just have a private chef. Okay, and a few other things. All right, but I'll still be me. All right, and hopefully I'll still be funny. Okay,
that part.
But moving back into this, okay, because we got to get into Cedric the Entertainer. Now, I can't play the video or the interview because it will take too long to look through it, and of course I'm already over time right now, but you guys have already seen him claiming Katt Williams claiming that that his stuff has been that his comedy has been stolen. So I wanted to share this video. This is old, but this is a video from Mr. Cedric the Entertainer. He had some things to say about this. This is the first time he talks about it.
He's so cool. I didn't want him to get dragged into this. Yo, I love me some shit he said. I've interviewed him too. And he's cool, man.
He did say
from
something.
St. Louis.
He did say, yeah, shout out to St. Louis. But here's the thing. He did say in another interview yesterday when he was on the red carpet at the Emmys, he did talk about it again. He's like, damn, I didn't want to be a part of this. I don't even know what he's talking about, kind of thing. Okay. But he says it even more here. We got to take a listen. Let's go.
Man, I saw people on there really commenting about that. Look, I have no idea what this brother is talking about. That joke is over 30 years old, close to 30-something years old. I did the Kings of Comedy in 1999. Probably have been doing that joke 6-7 years before that. I don't even know if Katt was doing comedy then. So, again, he's a talented brother. I have no idea what he's talking about. I've never seen Katt do a space shuttle joke. So, that
That's
may
important.
be something that he believes is true. I've written a lot of jokes. I've had a lot of comedians steal my jokes as well. So I understand if you feel, slighted by that, but that's my joke. That's my joke, dog. Driving space shuttle to the moon, cigarette, cutie pie rocking in the background, parallel parking the space shuttle. It's my joke.
Okay. Now let me just say this really quick. This is very important to talk about. Semantics. Let's talk about that for a second. He said, I never stole no joke about a spaceship. Now, there is a video out here that's been shared quite a bit showing Katt Williams doing a joke about being in a car and how, it's like this, a jalopy, basically. You know what I mean? It's a rundown car, but you use it and you blah, blah, blah. And he does this whole bit about it. And it's really, really funny. Okay. That is true. But then in his stand-up, in Cedric's stand-up, he does a whole bit about black people going to the moon. And he's like, yeah, we would have a whole spaceship, it'd be double wide with the headlights out and all that stuff. And he starts playing music and, he's leaning like he's in the car, like he's in like his hoopty spaceship, listening to his music and all that shit. Okay. Anyway. All right. So semantics is very important. I said this on the other show too. It's really, really interesting because it's funny how you can take one little thing and flip it and make it seem like it's your own.
Amen.
Hear me out. So he did a joke. Katt Williams did the joke. You know for damn sure he did that joke. We all saw
televised.
it. And it was televised and was out here for everybody to see.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he driving on Earth in a car. Only thing that Cedric the Entertainer did was like, and if it is true, if Katt Williams' claims are true, he said, that's a funny joke, but I think it would be funnier if we did it in space. So then it turns into, oh yeah, you know, for a fact, you know, riding in your hoopty, you know, space shuttle, you know, for a fact, a whole bunch of N-words will be flying in these mugs, you know, blah, 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 bumping to their favorite song, whatever. And he does the whole bit of him being in the car, in the spaceship with the music playing too. Okay. So he said, and let me repeat that again. He said, I didn't steal no joke about no spaceship joke.
Yeah.
Spaceship
That's
joke.
the part.
Semantics. So he could have stole that all day long. He could have seen that joke and said, that's funny.
I saw that.
But what if I did that?
The identical joke.
It's the identical. It's identical.
The vehicle. That's it.
It's identical, but it's the other thing too. You can take a song, right? You could take a Bruno Mars song, for example, 24 Karat Magic, and you can change one chord in the chord progression. It's a brand new song. Yep. It may sound a lot like it. It may have the same beat and may have the same bop to it and all that, but you change one chord in that whole thing. It's a new song.
Technically a new song, but guess what? You can still get sued for that shit too. And many have and have had to lose doing exactly that.
Some have if this won was like
that, he could easily, if this was that type of scenario, he could easily take his ass to court and he would have won. Okay. True. He literally sampled his joke. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Just like musicians sample other artists' music and some don't give credit where they should or get the permission to use the sample. Okay, that's what Cedric did. He done allegedly took Katt Williams' joke and sampled it. Honey, without his permission, child.
Without his permission.
I saw the side by side. It's literally
the side by side is uncanny. Okay, it's very spot on. So when you see that, he's gonna sit there and go, "No, I didn't steal a spaceship joke. I took that, or you know." I was inspired by his joke. I took it, I spun it, and I did something else. You know what I mean? Yes, exactly. I was just about to say other people like Blurred Lines, Ed Sheeran was also getting sued by the same family. Okay. Marvin Gaye's family was suing a bunch of people. His song was Thinking Out Loud. You had Blurred Lines, but they lost because they were like, hey, you know, it's not the same song. You see what I'm saying? So of course, you know, even I think Ed Sheeran had to play the song in his testimony. He had to play the song, Thinking Out Loud during his testimony to show proof positive that the song was not the same as Let's Get It On. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's very interesting, but at the same time, you can change a little bit. You know, as you know, there's only a certain amount of notes in the scale.
Right.
There, and you could just change one thing, and next thing you know, you got a brand new song. That's why you notice like Weird Al Yankovic was able to make a lot of money off of parody songs because he's making the music from scratch, but at the same time, the song is not the song. It's a completely different song. That's why you see all these parodies out here. Hi, check out my parodies when you get a chance. But anyway, that's the thing. You see what I'm saying? So when you see somebody seeing a joke, that's what's so sad about this. That's what's so sad about this because he saw that, you know, for a fact he saw that joke. There's no way he thought about that all by his doggone self.
As identical as that joke was. If y'all saw that, please comment down below or in the chat. If you're watching it later on, comment down below. Let us know if you guys saw that because it's uncanny how identical it was.
It's uncanny.
The internet is undefeated because as soon as this came out and those clips went viral, that clip went out too.
The internet is forever.
Immediately put those side by side. This is old footage, y'all, and they still found it. Bam, put them right next to each other, and here we have our alleged proof that he took that and added to it.
One thing I want to share this too. Okay, and this is the last video because I gotta hop off here. I gotta go. But from his own grave, okay, Bernie Mac speaks from his own grave. Let's take a listen to this.
You don't do your material around a lot of comedians. That's like stealing in front of the police. You know what I mean? They mean well, but they sit on the side. Ooh, that's funny. Next thing you know, you see it on HBO or something. You be sitting at home. That shit mine, you know? But ain't nobody gonna believe first come, first serve. You know? So when you do new stuff, you never, I'm telling you, for you comics coming up, never bring your stuff out in front of a house full of comedians. You will never work a lot. Especially established comedians like myself, you'll never work a lot. Make sure you keep that. But I want that question to be asked on the couch. They be stealing your shit for real? Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. He has done other videos. He's done stand-up on this too. He's gone up and it like literally was calling out Monique and somebody else I forgot. And he's like, damn, you took all my jokes. I was about to come up here. You took all my penis jokes. You took all this. And he's like, I ain't got nothing now, man. Damn.
In the comedic world, this is such a common thing. And if you really think about it overall, right? Because we were literally just talking about this a couple hours ago when we went live on my channel. Everything is like that. Think about it. You know, people steal from each other all the time or borrow or sample, okay, as it were. Think about it. Instagram, TikTok, all those places. TikTok and Instagram is nothing but regurgitated ideas from other people. Think about it. The reels you see, right?
Yeah.
The TikToks you see. Someone started it. Someone started a trend, a dance, you know, whatever, right? Oh, yeah. Then, oh, shoot, it's going viral. So everybody else starts doing it too. So they're just copying off the first person who did it. That's literally what makes TikTok, Instagram, and all them things work. That's how social media as a whole works, right? Then you got musicians, they're sampling music, you know, for the new stuff, they're taking the old stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
no doubt.
And in the comedy world, it is a known fact that is a very common occurrence that people take people's jokes all the time.
All the time. Right? It's so
this
crazy.
Is not unheard of. You know what I'm saying?
It's not like a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise.
No.
And of course, there's jokes that maybe somebody sees and they're like, "That's funny, but I can make it funnier." Let me just chop it up a little bit and change that.
So they just don't see
tweak it a little bit, and they won't think that it's 110% their joke. But then when you look back to back, the Katt Williams and Cedric the Entertainer joke, it is the same mother loving joke, and it's like, damn. The only thing is delivery. That's the only difference. It's delivery. You know what I mean? It's really messed up. This is kind of funny. I wanted to pull this. Emancipator. Thank you so much, TJ, for the comment.
Hey,
question:
TJ.
Was Steve trying to copy the hairstyle of Bernie Mac because the resemblance is similar? That's pretty crazy. I mean, look, I got the photo. His still up
in his man unit.
I mean, let's keep it a buck.
His man unit, Steve Harvey's man unit.
His man unit. Okay. Looks like a microphone top,
it
microphone
is the most
filter.
Polished man unit on the planet. I have always admired his hair. It's the most incredible, most perfectly made man unit, and it's always so well groomed. That's the one thing I always say about that daggone unit.
But but here's the thing. There's a part where Katt Williams says, "Oh yeah, he says he was homeless." He's like, he stole that story. He stole my story. He's like, that's messed up. Now look at this. Look at this hair. You're telling me he was driving around with this homeless with this man unit? You got to be kidding me, man. I talked about this. I'm like, there's no way this stayed like this, like that, when he was sleeping in his car. There's no way. There's no way.
Called him Mr. Potato Head, Pac.
Yeah, he did call him Mr.
When
Potato Head.
When he said Mr. Potato Head and then the man unit, I cackled. You hear me? Juice and I were watching the daggone thing in the middle of the night because we had to, watch it after the kids went down. Man, we were worried we were going to wake these kids up. That's how much we were cackling during this entire interview.
It's 3 hours or almost 3 hours of just pure hilarity.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
It was electric. Somebody said, Talbot said, weave Harvey. I'm done.
I love it. Oh, that's clever, Talbot. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's
okay.
fire.
But yeah, y'all. I mean, here's the thing. Last thoughts, real quick, because I'm gonna wrap this show up. Unfortunately,
yes.
But what are your thoughts on this? Like, do you think he's telling the truth? Do you think he's capping? Do you think he's bitter and just jealous? Or do you think it's the drugs talking? I don't know. What do you think?
I'm going to keep it a buck. I feel like with Katt, I definitely think there's absolute truths to what he was saying, because I'm going to tell you like this. If it was all Katt, there wouldn't be anywhere near as many people that have responded to what he said. Do you understand? Because every single person, even people that weren't named, responded to what Katt did in that interview. Okay.
No doubt.
So I do believe that there is a lot of truth in what he's saying, right? Absolutely think that there are tons of embellishments and definite fabrications within the stories as well, right? And the one thing I will say, I love me some Katt. And I mean Katt Williams. That did not come across right. Did you hear what I just said?
You just said, I love me some Katt. This show is over. Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate it.
But y'all, I love me some
Mew Mew.
Katt Williams. Okay. But the reality is, to a certain degree, it does give a little bit of, envy/jealousy to a certain degree to me too sometimes. Like when he's talking about certain people and that type of thing or whatever, the people he's referencing, I'm just like, see, you seem a little upset at some of their success. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, and again, that doesn't take away from some of the truth that was said in the interview. I do feel there's a little bit of that, a little underlying stuff in there. I do want to know, though, there is one thing, and I'm going to ask you the exact same question. So the question is being redirected at you. But the one thing I do want to know, because this has been a rumor that has been going around for years. And when I say he's been denying it, he's like, I can take a lot of Texas tests. You can give me a D test for the DUR. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's been a big time rumor for years. And that's part of the reason, allegedly, that he doesn't get worked with more often in Hollywood. Let him tell it. He's never touched one of those types of things in his life. He'll say that.
He just says,
I want to know if that's
nicotine and weed.
I'm saying, I'm curious to see
nicotine
if that's
weed.
actual factual. I'm really curious to see which one is real, because all of everybody says that about Katt Williams. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if Katt is telling the truth or if they are all collectively telling the truth and he's just not wanting to share that. So I am curious about that, but let me know. What do you think? Do you think he was, all truth?
I'm going to keep it short. Get it?
Yeah.
You're welcome. I'm going to keep it short and not so sweet like Katt. Here it is. Okay. Williams, not like Katt, like Mew Mew. Okay, let me just say this. I think he's saying some real stuff. I think he is saying some truths, but yes, I think there are some huge exaggerations, and that's the problem. Is trying to find the parts where they are true and the parts that are false. Now, there's been other people that have come out to back up his claims that have said, yes, these claims are true. This is true. That is true. Even Ice Cube came in, talked about this, and laid to rest a lot of the things that had to do with Friday After Next.
Yep.
But again, it was like, he's right on these things, but he's not right on this. He's 100 on this, but he's not 100 on this. You know what I mean? Which is, I'm glad to hear some people coming out and clarifying a few things, setting the record straight. So with that, I think it's a combination of both things. I think he is regretful and angry that there are opportunities that were maybe bestowed upon him that he passed over because of arrogance, greed, maybe being under the influence, I don't know, ego, whatever it may be. And then suddenly it got passed on to somebody else, and then it blew up for them. Like that became successful for them. There's always somebody on the sidelines that auditioned or tried out for the team that never made it, that was like, it's between me and Jordan, and now Jordan's big and I was going to be big, but I didn't get a chance. You know what I mean? Right. There's always somebody out there that's had opportunities given to them for success, and they go and they screw it up because of their own ego, or they get in their own way.
Yeah.
They don't allow that success to actually be blessed upon them. And I think with Katt Williams, I think what Kevin Hart said in the beginning of his Breakfast Club in the Morning thing, I think he's right. I think that there were opportunities, and he screwed all those things up with the with studios. And they're like, we can't trust you, bro. Right. We don't know if you're going to be, we keep thinking you're going to be a no-show. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, so that's what I think on that. You know what I mean? And so, of course, we're going to see what happens here, guys. We're going to see what happens. It's been absolutely crazy, but that's the show. Unfortunately, I gotta drop out of this fast. So do me a favor, guys. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Love you guys. We really do appreciate it. Hit that like button. We are back. Yes, I was gonna say that too. We are back though. We are back. We are back. We are back. Yes, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Crush that subscribe button. Okay. Let people know that we are back at it again. All right. We appreciate it. Happy New Year to all y'all.
Yes, happy New Year, y'all.
We will be seeing you guys very, very soon. I know this was just like a tip of the iceberg of this very big conversation. We will try to circle back to this conversation very, very soon.
Yes.
But there are so many other stories that we need to cover and talk about. So Be ready. We got a lot coming up. Anyway, guys.
Yeah.
Love you guys. We'll see you guys very soon. Much love. Peace.
Love y'all. Mwah.